In today's complex global landscape, political ideologies shape how societies are governed, how resources are distributed, and how citizens interact with their governments. Whether you're trying to better understand global politics or sharpen your knowledge for debates, understanding political ideologies is essential. In this quick guide, we'll break down the world's most significant political ideologies, explaining their core beliefs, goals, and impact on the world stage. 1. Liberalism. Liberalism champions individual rights, democracy, and equality. Rooted in the Enlightenment ideals of the 17th and 18th centuries, it seeks to protect civil liberties and promote social progress through government action. Liberals advocate for free markets, but believe in regulation to ensure fairness. Social safety nets, like healthcare and education, are often seen as essential for providing equal opportunity. Freedom of speech, human rights, and the rule of law are also cornerstones of liberal ideology. 2. Conservatism. Conservatism emphasizes tradition, authority, and a cautious approach to change. It values preserving cultural norms and maintaining social order. Conservatives often support free market economies, but are wary of too much government intervention, arguing that individuals should be responsible for their own welfare. In social matters, they typically lean toward traditional values, including family structure and national identity. 3. Socialism. Socialism advocates for collective or governmental control of the means of production and the distribution of goods. Socialists believe that capitalism inherently creates inequality, concentrating wealth in the hands of a few. To combat this, they propose policies like nationalizing key industries, providing universal health care, and ensuring wealth redistribution through progressive taxation. The goal of socialism is to create a more equitable society where wealth and resources are shared more fairly. 4. Communism. Communism is an extreme form of socialism, often associated with Karl Marx's vision of a classless society. In a communist system, all property is owned collectively, and each person works and is paid according to their abilities and needs. The state, in theory, eventually withers away as a ruling authority. However, in practice, communist regimes have often been characterized by strong centralized control and limited political freedoms. Notable examples include the Soviet Union and China under Mao Zedong. 5. Fascism. Fascism is a far-right political ideology that emphasizes strong, centralized power and dictatorial leadership. It often incorporates extreme nationalism, glorifying the nation or race as superior to others. Fascist regimes, such as Nazi Germany under Adolf Hitler and Italy under Mussolini, suppress dissent, control the media, and use violence and propaganda to maintain control. The economy may remain capitalist, but it is tightly regulated by the state to serve national interests. 6. Libertarianism. Libertarianism places an extreme emphasis on individual liberty and minimal government intervention. Libertarians argue that the government should only exist to protect individuals' rights and should not interfere with personal choices or economic activities. They oppose government-run welfare systems, high taxes, and restrictive regulations, believing that a free market will naturally lead to the best outcomes for society. Libertarianism can be seen as a more extreme version of classical liberalism. 7. Anarchism. Anarchism calls for the abolition of all forms of hierarchical authority, including the state. Anarchists believe that government inherently oppresses people and that a stateless society based on voluntary cooperation and mutual aid is more just and humane. There are various types of anarchism, ranging from anarcho-communism, which advocates collective ownership, to anarcho-capitalism, which promotes a stateless free market. 8. Environmentalism. While not traditionally viewed as a political ideology, environmentalism has grown into a powerful movement that influences politics worldwide. Environmentalists prioritize protecting the environment and promoting sustainable living. They advocate for government policies aimed at reducing pollution, conserving natural resources, and transitioning to renewable energy sources. Environmentalism can intersect with other ideologies like socialism or liberalism, depending on the methods used to achieve its goals. 9. Populism. Populism is less of a coherent ideology and more of a political strategy, where leaders claim to represent the ordinary people against the elite or establishment. Populism can be found on both the left and right of the political spectrum. Left-wing populists may advocate for wealth redistribution and social welfare, while right-wing populists may emphasize nationalism, anti-immigration policies, and cultural conservatism. 10. Monarchism. Monarchism supports a political system in which a single ruler, such as a king or queen, holds power, either as a symbolic figurehead or with actual political authority. Monarchists argue that monarchy represents stability, tradition, and continuity. While most modern monarchies are constitutional with limited power, historical monarchies often held absolute control. Monarchism still exists in countries like the UK, Spain, and Japan, where monarchs play symbolic roles in government. 11. Theocracy. A theocracy is a political system where religious leaders rule in the name of a deity or according to religious laws. In theocracies, government authority is often derived from religious texts and political power is intertwined with religious leadership. Iran and Vatican City are examples of modern theocracies, where governance is deeply rooted in religion. In theocracies, secular laws may be subordinated to religious laws, often limiting personal freedoms like speech or gender equality. 12. Technocracy. Technocracy is an ideology that advocates for governance by experts or specialists in fields such as science, engineering, or economics. In technocratic systems, decisions are made based on data, expertise, and rational analysis rather than political ideology or popular vote. Technocrats believe that expert-led governance can solve complex issues like climate change, public health, and economic management more effectively than traditional political systems. 13. Nationalism. Nationalism emphasizes loyalty and devotion to a nation, often to the exclusion or detriment of other nations. Nationalists prioritize the interests, culture, and identity of their own country above all else. While nationalism can inspire unity and pride within a nation, it can also lead to xenophobia, racism, and conflict with other countries, as history has shown in cases like Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. Conclusion. Political ideologies shape the policies, laws, and social norms of countries across the world. While each ideology has its own vision of the ideal society, understanding them can help you make sense of global politics and how different systems approach governance, equality, and individual rights. Whether it's the liberal pursuit of equality, the conservative defense of tradition, or the socialist quest for economic fairness, these ideologies continue to influence the course of history and the future of nations. In just 8 minutes, we've skimmed the surface of these powerful ideas, but their real-world implications are vast and ongoing.